Welcome to the Joyish Kingdom and the first episode in the Seattle studio that we have going on here. Everything's not finished yet, so this isn't the final product. But in today's Brutally Honest review, we're going to do the MisFits NFT project round 2. They're minting in a couple days, so they wanted to get another Brutally Honest review because they've had a lot of updates kind of since the first episode. And we are also recording a Twitter space together, me and the founder, on May 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a manga, comic book focused art project, build with the community, build with the story type project. So if you're excited to get into it, smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom. The goal of this channel is to instill the knowledge and confidence it can take to navigate this metaverse on your own one day. So that sounds good to you. Let's get into the video. Also, it's kind of weird having the camera on this side. I've been so accustomed to the camera being over here for so long. I used to record. This was like this is like the OG camera angle. I used to always record from this angle. It's the only one that makes sense now, so I don't even have a choice. But we're gonna get into it now. The MisFits OpenSea page. So they have a Genesis collection, right? So a lot of projects, when they're doing their campaign, they're doing their marketing, and maybe it's not a great time in the market, and they go, shit, we're not gonna sell out. And if you in this market, if you don't sell out, it's kind of like over. Everyone just kind of is like, oh, rug or whatever. And so they did a Genesis collection of 200 items. We're able to sell that out, which is really cool. We got a floor price of 0.199 ETH, 2.2 Ethereum traded, 87 owners, 200 items. The art looks like this, all different characters, as we'll get into as we dive more into this ecosystem here. And on their Ether scan, we can look at their unique holders. Obviously, there's only 200 items, so like whale games isn't really a thing on a smaller project yet, but they do have a really cool trailer that they put together, so we're gonna watch that. Really good stuff. I love when projects put in some effort like that and get some video content. It just hits different. You just can't beat video stuff. You can't beat animation. You just can't be beat. And here's their Twitter page here. The MisFits NFT minting the 31st of May. 5,000 followers. They've done an excellent job on their Twitter, building their brand completely organically, by the way. They don't do like a shit ton of like whitelist giveaways and stuff like that. Really organic growth here. Got a lot of people who are interested in the story. It's one of those build the story as you go. Let the community kind of like build it together, and they do lots of giveaways, they do lots of Twitter spaces and stuff like that to keep people involved. And here's their website. These misfits are about to be thrown unwillingly into a wild adventure to discover the truth of corruption that lies over Arcadia. Become the co-author of an epic manga full of incredible adventures. Also, I just noticed this while I was reading this. I started to do this in my chair, and I realized this is the first time ever you guys have seen me kind of balling out a little bit with a little nice chair. I used to have a beach chair that I was using because I was living in my parents' house, and I just I didn't care enough to like go and like buy stuff I needed because I knew I was going to stay there long term. And so now that I'm in my own place, I was like, okay, it's time to get a fucking chair that's not going to break my back. So dubs for me. Let's get into the rest of this website. So we go to the side here, they have a little sidebar. You can go to vision and map. We scroll down here, they've got some different ideas of what they want to do, some examples of what their comic strip looks like, which is really cool. We're going to get to see a little a sneak peek also in a couple minutes here. But if you look here, they want to expand their marketing and just increase their name and brand awareness in general by collaborating with various NFT YouTubers. They're going to have their Genesis launch, which they had, as I showed you earlier. The Genesis tokens were launched for early supporters of the MisFits vision. They kind of just got the ball rolling for them. Exclusive traits that will not be found in the main collection. These are Genesis NFTs, and you earn extra crank as a Genesis minter, which is their native token, which we'll talk about also. They have exclusive Genesis merch, discounted mint price for season 2 of the villains, physical copy of the volume 1 of the manga, animated NFT airdrops, and exclusive giveaways. So as you can see, these Genesis rewards you get are way better and way more legit than if you were just to get into the normal project. And that goes for all projects in general. If you're into a Genesis collection of anything, I remember when I got into the Genesis Ugas for Ugaverse, that was a dope little gig I had going on. You know, to have a Genesis NFT is a good thing. You know, if you care about the project, it's a good thing to be in the Genesis if you really care. And then at 50% sold out, the manga production begins. We've already begun working with the comic studio to produce the first chapter of the MisFits cover art, as well as the first 3 pages. We also have a professional writer that has worked with several big studios, Genesis merchandise and exclusive Genesis giveaways, and new traits. There will be over 200 new traits across the 5 different characters, as well as 5 times new 1-of-1s and 5x on super rares added to the main collection drop. Super exciting stuff. Crank development. Our Knave token Crank will begin development. This token can be used to buy official MisFits merchandise, upgrade your MisFits with custom clothing, for example, and manga proceeds redistribution. At 100% sold, Genesis animated NFT airdrop season 2 production begins. The villains holders art compensation for the villains is launched. Winner will be compensated for their for their design, and then the manga launch. The first 5 chapters, volume 1 of the MisFits manga are launched. Community DAO established to help direct the story for volume 2 and beyond. And they have this section for the lore, which I think is very important for building the name, building the brand, especially in a project like this, very specifically for the story. In the year 2063, dreams no longer exist in the city of Arcadia, because those are the top of everything their hearts desire, and no reason to dream. Rich with Crank, the currency of Arcadia that allows citizens to travel through the city. Those at the top are free to move back and forth between the higher districts, but those at the bottom, well, that's the point in dreaming, when you know you will never have more or become more. I feel called out here personally. But that doesn't stop a few foolish souls from holding out hope. Deep in the lower districts where crime is rampant, an organization known as Selk has developed a unique solution to keep the peace. Citizens can earn Crank by bringing in or even assassinating criminals. The only ones foolish enough to accept these jobs are known as MisFits, the toughest and craziest citizens in Arcadia. That's what these characters are, obviously. One of these MisFits, a loner named Trip, has been offered a job of a lifetime. He's been offered a chance to escape the slums and change his fate, and the only thing standing in his way are the 2 orphan girls, a psychotic ape, a cyborg bear, and all of whom who are looking to change their fates. Dreams no longer exist in the city of Arcadia, but maybe they will again one day soon. Very cool shit. If we have a look at their business plan, each vision requires a good plan. Key partners, they want to partner with OpenSea, Pinata, GitHub, and Versal. Not even sure what Versal is, actually. Key partners, they want to partner with OpenSea, Pinata, GitHub, and Versal. Key activities, they want to do a concept developer, community developer, tokenomics developer, lore developers. That stuff is kind of hard to do, so it's going to be a lot of connecting. I'm going to assume to get those people into the ecosystem, into the brand to work. Revenue streams, token sales, royalties, comic sales, merchandise, cost structure, office, employees, contact registration, marketing, value proposition, scarcity, comic book, community DAO, character IP. For their customer relationship, they want to focus on the long term, co-creation, communities, and be dedicated. And all their channels, they want to have OpenSea, their website, Twitter and YouTube, and Discord. I would definitely add TikTok to this, because you can really easily make the comic books basically just TikTok videos. You know, if they have someone who does the voiceovers or something like that, just make those in a little 5 to 30 second clips. I think that would be a great idea. Key resources, branding, platform, knowledge, and IP. And then if you go to this VIP whitelist sign up, it takes you to this website. And if we scroll down here, we have the minting date set for May 31st and minting through their official website. For the first 72-hour period, the first 1,500 minted will enjoy the discounted price of 0.035. The remainder of the collection will have a discounted price of 0.04 ETH, and public mail will be 0.05 ETH. And if you're part of the Needless community, automatically gives you whitelist spots. They did misspell automatically, so just spell check. Now we have the team here. Operations and marketing director Tom Frazier. From a young age, I've been obsessed with video games and collecting. It all started in primary school. My friend gave me a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Shout out fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. And we're gonna look at all their pages in here in a second too. We have the creative director Alex. He's someone that I've done a full podcast with, by the way, and he will more than likely be the one I'm talking to in the Twitter Spaces. But I've loved anime since I can remember, having grown up renting Akira and Ghost in the Shell from the video store, never quite understanding what I was watching. And then next we have the lead developer, Gulam Haider. I'm a blockchain solutions developer with expertise in network architectural design. I hold both a bachelor and master's degree in computer science. So first we'll check out Tom Frazier's socials. Here's his LinkedIn page here, Group Treasury Analyst at Nord Anglia Education. And here's Thomas's LinkedIn page here. If we scroll down, we can see his experience as a treasury analyst. Part-time from April until December of 2021. He was a group treasury analyst. He's basically done a shit ton of just in treasury, finance, money, shit like that. And then for his education, he holds a master's degree in 2 different fields, computer science and then also in management. And here's his Twitter page. I'm just going to tell everyone on the team, this is what I tell all new projects for founders, anyone on the core team, having some type of social presence is important, especially if there's any kind of FUD ever. It's always good to have some type of social presence, have the trust of the community. That's only built through fostering them through your social medias, through sharing your thoughts on stuff, and just pinging off people, you know. Now we'll go to the creative director, Alex. Here's his LinkedIn page here, account executive broker. If we scroll down here, he's got experience obviously as that account executive, like I just said, business development associate from Park Place Technologies, senior account executive, commercial insurance broker. So also a lot of professional experience in the game field. He's just done a lot of that shit, and this is education here. And here's Alex's Twitter page, same thing that I said to Thomas's stuff, just build the personal brand. I think it's really important. And finally we have the lead developer. We'll go to his LinkedIn. He doesn't have a Twitter page, or at least I wasn't able to find it. Here's what he looks like, blockchain developer. If we scroll down here, just freelance through Upwork mainly. Upwork is kind of like a Fiverr type of place, and then he interned, and he's also got an education from the Memorial University of Newfoundland, master's degree in computer science, and a bachelor's degree in computer science as well. And then here we have like some type of sneak peek slash like first edition, or I'm not exactly sure what it is, but here's what the cover looks like. Really, really cool. And we scroll over, I'm not going to go through the entire comic, but you can do that in your own time, but you can find this and you can kind of go through the whole thing. It's just 4 pages right now, but this is really, really cool, and I love this. And it's really good to see that there's just like something physical, like a hey, we got this done, you know. And I'm sure this is probably through the help of that Genesis collection. Here's their Instagram page here. They're doing a decent job just uploading. I mean, Instagram's not really a huge NFT funnel or anything like that, but it's good to have the Instagram. YouTube, they've kind of dropped off a little bit. They were doing these podcasts that were really, really cool. I mean, I thought they were a great idea, but either things got picked up, maybe got busy or something, but definitely doing these podcasts. I think from my experience with, I've done podcasts with like everybody, and what I've noticed is I think a lot of people overestimate how much work it takes to do the podcast, that they think it requires more mental or just it just requires like a lot, and it really just doesn't. Like, it just requires 1 hour of your time. So I would definitely say get back on the podcast. A lot of these aren't even an hour, they're like 20 to 30 minutes. So definitely, in my opinion, if you're not going to be active on Twitter or something, then you've got to make up for it somewhere else, but don't pick neither. So I would definitely say do that. And then if we go into their Discord as well, everything was good in here. There is a lot of channels. They could probably cut down on some of them here, honestly, but they are trying to build a very, very, very inside to the outside community here. So it's a little bit different than a lot of those PFP standard projects with 10,000 to trying to just sell out and just make $1 million off the mint like that. So a bit of a different angle here. And so the important dates are May 28th, 9 p.m. Eastern time for the Twitter spaces with them if you're interested to learn more and just to hear us talk about whatever. And then May 31st for their mint. So as we bring this review to a close, my constructive criticism for this project is going to just be to work on the personal branding from the founders. I think that's really, really important, especially with the manga, you know, where people are interested in what Alex has to say and what the rest of the guys in the team are saying, because it is important. You know, it's not just about the comic. Like, people want to know who's behind the comic. Like, what does it mean? Are these characters based on anything from your personal lives and stuff like that? And I think building a personal brand is really important. Getting back on those podcasts is going to be really important. And other than that, just continuing to build the brand. Other than that, everything else looks good. Again, if any NFT projects or companies want to reach out to me, email me at joyofficial@gmail.com or shoot me a DM on Twitter. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. If you did, subscribe to the channel, join the kingdom, click that like button for me. It helps me out tremendously. If you're not following me on Twitter, if you're not my Discord, down below in the description. I can't really help you anymore. Make sure you get your 5 free stocks using my Weeble link. It's down below. It's a free crypto and stocks trading platform made easy for you. You get free money, helps me out directly. I appreciate you guys always doing that. If you want to see more of me right now, click on one of these boxes on the other side of me. And until next time, continue on your joy, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive watching this video. Bye.